Imagine this. Jane's Addiction, the iconic band that defined a generation, might be on the brink of a dramatic split. But here's where it gets controversial. While it seems like the end of the road for Jane's Addiction as we know it, 3 of its core members are hinting at a new musical journey together. Let's dive into the details and explore the possibilities. But first, let's rewind to understand how we got here. Over the past week, Dave Navarro, Avery, and Stephen Perkins have been dropping hints on their social media platforms, suggesting that they've been busy in the studio with producer Robert Adam Stevenson. The first clue came from Dave Navarro's Instagram, where he shared a photo of himself and Stevenson in a recording studio, captioning it, "Good to reconnect and visit with my old pal at Robert Adam Stevenson." This was just the beginning of a series of posts that have fans buzzing with speculation. Not long after, both Avery and Navarro shared a studio camera shot focused on a computer screen, with snippets of music playing in the background. The caption was simple yet intriguing: "The Boys." And this is the part most people miss. This wasn't just a casual studio session. It was a clear indication that something significant was brewing. Then on August 20th, Navarro, Avery, Perkins, and Stevenson all shared a video of them posing for a photo in the studio. Navarro's comment read, "Back at it with @Avery Insta, @Stephen Perkins Drummer, @Robert Adam Stevenson." The message was clear. These 3 members of Jane's Addiction were back in the studio, ready to create something new. But what does this mean for the future of the band? To understand the current situation, we need to look back at the events of 2024. After a successful return by bassist Avery in 2022, Jane's Addiction began working on new material. By 2024, they had even released Imminent Redemption, the first song from the core 4 members in 34 years. However, tensions began to rise during their 2024 tour, culminating in an onstage shoving match between Perry Farrell and Dave Navarro at their Boston show. The incident was a shock to fans and marked a turning point for the band. The tour was canceled, additional music was scrapped, and both sides issued public apology statements. But it looks as though Jane's Addiction, as we know it, might be over. Navarro has publicly stated that there's no chance the group would ever reunite. And earlier this year, Jane's Addiction's 3 other members filed a lawsuit against Farrell, while the singer responded with a lawsuit of his own against his bandmates. The legal battles and public fallout have left fans wondering if Jane's Addiction will ever reunite. But here's the twist. This isn't the first time Jane's Addiction members have played without Perry Farrell. In 2006, after the band's 3rd breakup, Dave Navarro, Stephen Perkins, and then Jane's Addiction bassist Chris Chaney formed the Panic Channel, with former MTV VJ and Sky Cycle vocalist Steve Isaacs. The group released one studio album, titled One, which included the singles Why Cry and Treehouse of the Spirits. Both singles saw modest airplay, and the album peaked at number 110 on the Billboard 200 album chart. The group eventually disbanded, but Navarro and Perkins returned to Jane's Addiction for yet another reunion a year after Panic Channel's release. So, what does all this mean for the future? Until there's new music to share, it's still a case of what might be. It's notable that Jane's Addiction had already released one song and quietly released a second after the onstage altercation. Apparently, the creative side, with Avery returning to the group for their first new music together in over 30 years, had been working. The fact that the 3 members are now in the studio together suggests that this was a musical relationship the 3 Jane's members were not ready to move on from. But given the legalities, whatever they decide to do together will likely come under a different name. As fans, we can only speculate about what's next for these iconic musicians. Will they continue as Jane's Addiction, or will they embark on a new musical journey under a different name? One thing is for sure, the music world will be watching closely. So what do you think? Will Jane's Addiction rise from the ashes, or is this the end of an era? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's discuss the future of one of rock's most influential bands.